All right, people. All right, people. What is going on? Another episode of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VFBaller, back with you guys once again, and I cannot thank you guys enough for supporting the channel. It's a lot been going on the past few days. The last episode that we did was really good. Also, the last video I did went bonkers, major numbers, and I really, really appreciate that. You guys are excellent. I cannot thank you guys enough for, just supporting. And I don't know what to tell you guys when it comes to just basically supporting. Baby, pick that up, baby. And my son's always here with me, but I really appreciate you guys, and I cannot thank you guys enough. You guys are awesome. Thank you for all the support lately. I mean, there's been a 30 subscriber jump to this channel, and I did not see that coming. That is great. And it's really a testament to you guys for paying attention and really loving the content that I have, because I don't know what to expect when I upload stuff. I don't know what to expect when I put things on the channel. I just try to make the best content possible when it comes to actually, talking about football and football gaming. In this episode, I wanted to get back into the gaming side of things, because I haven't done that much because of the whole situation with the Atlanta Falcons and with Georgia Southern and all this other good stuff. Okay, baby. Here you go. Huh? Take this. Here you go. And just with the Atlanta Falcons and Georgia Southern, I've been following them so much, and I know it's been gaining a lot of traction. But I cannot get away from what brought me here, and it's the guys who knew me from the gaming side, and I'm going to start dedicating these shows, these episodes back to that. I don't want to necessarily just talk about the Atlanta Falcons or the Georgia Southern Eagles all week, and then turn right back around and do this episode and talk about it again, on this platform. So I owe that to you guys, and I thank you guys for supporting and keep it moving, and all this other good stuff. Thank you, Composer Footballer. Thank you, Gamer Champ 23. You guys are awesome for coming through. We're going to do a lot of stuff today. I'm going to talk about the review of Madden 22. I'm going to give you my thoughts. I'm also going to talk about unique gaming communities, because this community, well, I ain't going to talk about this particular community, but there's a community out there who's doing a phenomenal job bringing people together. I want to talk about that as well. And also, I want to I'll talk about a little bit about the NFL preseason and what's been going on with that. So those are all the things that's going to be going on with this show. And I'm going to be taking calls later if you guys want to call in. The number is 803-767-4242. You can call in and give me your thoughts about any of these topics that we're talking about and all the other good stuff. Let me change the chat. All right, there we go. Change the chat right there. What's going on, Quaface? Good to see you, my brother. And yeah, go ahead and get it, baby. Just pull it. Bring it down. Oh, you're gonna put it back up. Okay. Yeah, my son is up here with me as usual. He's always that way. So let me move AJ McCarron, because I don't want AJ McCarron up there. Yeah, let me move AJ McCarron from up there. And what I want to do, let's see. Before I do anything here, I want to get another image up there. There we go. Let me see if I can get this image up here. And let's see. Pop that up. There it is. Boom. All right. So I want to talk about Madden NFL 22. I want to give you my thoughts, and I'll give you my review. Let's get right into it. Madden 22 is a very unique game in the sense of where it came from. Everybody says it's the same old Madden, but I think it's very unique compared to the other games based on what it's trying to bring to the table. I think Madden 22 does a pretty good job of actually trying to get franchise mode on point. I actually think that Madden 22 is trying to capture the essence of football. And me personally, I do get a sense of playing a football game. And I've been kind of getting that sense for the past couple of years, especially since Madden 20. I think the game is pretty decent. I don't think it's like a great game or anything like that, but it has its moments to where you can have a really good time with the game. And for me, I've just been having a blast. I've been streaming it. I've been labbing with it, playing a few games or whatever the case may be. I've been doing a lot when it comes to the game itself. I've been watching to see what the franchise mode entails as far as as far as what everything is in that mode. It's a lot in that mode. And for me, I'm looking at it from a review from a standpoint what franchise mode is and what it actually does when it comes to playing the game of football and running a franchise. And at the end of the day, I feel like it gives you that sense of actually playing a pretty decent game. It has a long way to go. It has its bugs. It has its problems, just like any other game, just like any other Madden for the most part. It has its problems when it comes to certain animations. It has its problems to certain times with AI logic, which I will admit, the AI logic is actually a lot better this year than last year. The logic is actually pretty good. The zones need work. I know it needs work, but I don't feel like the zones is as bad as people say they are. But that's just coming from me. I played maybe about 15 hours of the game so far. I played like maybe 6 or 7 games, and I haven't had anything that was glaring. I think one of the biggest things that was glaring in the game was basically a tackle animation that I had on my Twitch channel. But outside of that, I think the defense played pretty good. I think that, the pass rush is excellent. The running game is good. I think everything is pretty much on point, at least decent or better, outside of, just funny animations. Those are the things that are basically hindering the game. Like the animations, they do have good animations in the game, but the animations could be better. It could be a lot better. And, well, I ain't gonna say the animation could be the triggering of animations and the execution of the animations could be a lot better. And that's one of the things that are really that really hinders the game, and it kind of breaks immersion sometimes. I think the UI is excellent. I love the way the UI looks. I like the way it gives you like this football feel. It also gives you a feeling that it's you're running a real franchise. I like where the placement of stats. I like the way the placement of other information is in the game. It's very accessible. It's very easy to get to, and accessibility is a really big part of is a really big part of playing a franchise mode, because you need that information to know what's going on with other teams or going on with your team and other players and things of that nature. The practicing between weeks, they kind of got it a way where you can speed it up a little bit, which is okay. I'm okay with that. And I don't have a problem with that. I do like going through the practice and learning some of the formations and techniques and what the certain defenses do. That's really, really, really good to know. So those type of things are very vital when running a franchise. As far as on the field, like I said, I've been having really smooth games. I've been having a lot of fun. Some of the things in the game are really intuitive when it comes to play calling and trying to execute certain plays. It really feels like you can have a drive downfield to where it's actually pretty satisfying to have a drive downfield that actually makes sense. Big plays aren't really you get punished for trying to run a lot of big plays. In some cases, you just have to learn how to pick your plays and find the open person, find the right play to get yards. And those type of things is really, what you want in a football game. Is it one of the games that are up there with the rest and it's like excellent or whatever the case may be? No. This game is not excellent. It's not great. It's not any of that. But if you want to play a game to get a really good, if you really want to get a good, I'll say just a good experience, I don't think you can go wrong with what we have with Madden 22. I think the game has more bugs than anything. And I'm not talking about like a bug. I'll let you know the difference between a bug and a real problem with the game. I've seen people have problems with the game where they're like incorrect scores or some plays aren't called, players are disappearing. The UI disappears. That's another issue that I had. Those are bugs in the game. Those are something that obviously should be fixed, but it's not fixed. And that's nothing, I don't think is anything hard to do. Glitches are like really bad situation where poor animation is done. I guess you could put them all in the same with glitches and bugs. Like poor animations are done. Warping and what's that? The rocket catching. I'll say bad AI. I guess you could put that. I guess you could put that down as bad programming. When you really think about it, I guess glitches and bugs can be the same. Be under the same thing. Now, poor programming is basically like what we've been having throughout this entire cycle of Madden. Like you have just really bad situations where just really wonky things happen in Madden. It's just, I guess you could put that all in the same with glitches as well. But when you're talking about just bugs, like you're talking about like AI disappearing, bad, the stats are wrong or stuff like that. That stuff can be fixed. It needs to be fixed. So therefore, hopefully they can just tweak that stuff, because a lot of the stuff in the game is just, one good patch away from being actually a good game. The game is not that far off of actually being a really good game. At the end of the day, I'll say it's decent. I give it a 6.5 out of 7. The only reason why I don't give it anything, I'll say 7. The only reason why I won't give it anything higher is because the ref's still not on the field. The atmosphere is getting better, but it's not where it needs to be. And I think it could be better because NCAA still beats them in the atmosphere category. And also, I feel that the game just could be better overall when it comes to just using a different engine or using a different style of running the game, because we're still using outdated tech where it's, basically we're still using, to me, it seems like we're still using Xbox 360, PS3 tech on a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox Series. We're going into 3 generations of using the same stuff. That'll get you nowhere. So I'll give it a 7, a modest 7, 6.57. I think if you can get this game on EA Play for free, I ain't gonna say for free, but if you can use the trial, use it. I think it's worth trying to play. Also, if you can get it at a decent price, I will say go for it. I think the franchise mode really pushes this game over the top for people like me to actually want to play this game long term. I do play this game on my Twitch channel. You can check out the Twitch channel. Link is down in the description. Or if you don't want to go that route, go to Twitch, type in VFBaller. I should pop right on up. And that takes me to the situation with gaming communities. You have, hold on one second. Give me that. Put it down. That's my son messing with this cord. Now my arcade stick was gonna fall on him if you keep pulling it. All right. Let's get into the unique gaming communities. I kind of got pulled into the basketball gaming community because this community does a very unique job of bringing people together, and I want to talk about that. Shout out to D for 3 and Andrew on NLCS. Their podcast goes up every Sunday. You can go check them out. All you have to do is you can go check out their podcast. You want me to get you some more milk? All right. Babe, you busy? You busy? Never mind. Give me a second, baby. I'll go get you some milk. Give me 1 second. I've been pulled into this community, and shout out to the NLCS podcast, Andrew and D for 3, where these guys basically talk about basketball and basketball gaming, and they do a phenomenal job bringing games together to discuss about basketball. And I will hold on. Let me go get my son his milk. Let me go get it. I'll be right back, guys. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. I'm back. All right, let's get into this. Like I said, you know, these guys do a phenomenal job, and what they do is they basically go get a lot of games and they talk about them, they collect them, and throughout their podcast, they always bringing things together as far as enjoying these games, playing these games, having fun with these games, and therefore these guys do a phenomenal job talking about these games. Now, also, what they do every week, they do a top 10, and what they want you to do is bring in a clip of whatever game that you want to any clip of any basketball game that you play, and they do a top 10, and that has brought so many people together. Not only talking about old games or new games or whatever the case may be, they do a phenomenal job of bringing that together and highlighting the best things about these games. They do a really good job, and I love every bit of it. I do. And it makes me want to submit a clip every week just to have my name involved. And for the past few weeks, I've been sending them clips, and I've been in the top 10 or whatever, the top plays or whatever. And I was just thinking, why something like that can't be done on, our end when it comes to football. Nobody really talks about that. The gaming community over here is basically just, always talking down about football games. We're mad because there's only one football game and all this other case, whatever the case may be. But in a sense, over there in basketball is like the same way. They only have one basketball game right now. And, even though we want NBA Live to come back, you only have one basketball game right now. And that one basketball game is in NBA 2K, that's out. But they bring all these older games together to show off what they can do. And I'm getting inclined to the point where I may do this myself, where I would try to do my own football version of top 10 plays where it's really showing off like some of the goodness in some of these games. Because even with Madden the way it is, Madden does have its issues, but it's actually a pretty decent game. And I want to I think I'm going to try to do this. I think it's something that I can do, and I just got to put it together because I got so much other stuff going on. Because I feel like bringing a gaming community together is very vital to actually having fun. I mean, I just did my VF cast last night on Twitch, where me and this guy named Preacher of Valor were just talking about bringing people together outside of just not only gaming but everything under that umbrella. And it's basically a great thing when you can get people together like that to actually have fun and enjoy themselves and be themselves. I think in the football gaming community is one of the reasons why I kind of stepped away from it, because the football gaming community really has a lot of negativity in it. And I understand why, because of the plight of football gaming. But that doesn't mean that we can't get things together where we can show off the goodness of older games, where we can show off the greatness of what it used to be. Or we can even show off some forms of greatness in the current game. Because I just feel that we're selling ourselves short by not putting out that good content. And for instance, like when I was doing the First and Frame Rates podcast with Bills and DJ, we were trying to do that where we can show off these games, or we could talk about these games in a positive light, because there's so much negativity out there already. So what we would do, we would basically just talk about the games and talk about what we liked about it. We would talk about the bad things as well, but the most part, we're out here playing these games. We're having fun. A lot of these people are paying money to play these games, all to be just negative about it, which why don't we just take the time to celebrate the goodness in these games? Because it's there. Don't let it fool you. Like I said, Madden is a 7 out of Madden 22 is a 7 out of 10 to me. But why would I focus on why it's not a 10? Why should I should just focus on why it is a 7? And not only that, I got so many other football games back here where I could just start showing off, really good stuff. Like I play a lot of Madden 08. I could clip some points in that game that is actually pretty dope, where I can actually put those in a top 10 or in a highlight. Or I could put in, NFL Blitz, or I can do, Backbreaker or NFL 2K, and if anybody wants to, join that, I'm going to probably try to put that together. Be on the lookout for that, because I think we need to create a different community. And I think it has to be similar to what those guys over there on the basketball side are doing, because there's a lot of positivity over there. And I think that we should have more positivity in our gaming. And I think we've gotten a little bit better with it, but I think that will take it to a whole nother level. So shout out to those guys at NLCS Podcast, D4 3. Shout out to Andrew Bagley. Those guys do a great job. I highly recommend you guys going to listen to their podcast, especially when you're sitting here, especially when you don't have anything to do and you just want to hear some guys talk about basketball. They do a great job. That's do a great job. Compulsive Football says that's a good idea. That's what I do on my Instagram. Call it Madden Moment. See, there you go. That's a really good idea right there. What is your Instagram? Because I'm gonna follow you on Instagram so I can check out some of your work. That's awesome. And one thing about Compulsive Footballer, he tries to play different games. It's not all about the new game. You know what I'm saying? He always talks about the older games, and try to find the best out of each one. And if you can clip those moments, put them together, and we could possibly do a top 10 or a top 15 or top 5 every week to show off how great these games are, I think it's a situation where we all can actually start enjoying football gaming as a group, instead of just having a situation where we're always looking at Madden and we're always mad because they have the exclusive license. I think we have a situation where we can really take this to another level. And it's not just me or whatever the case may be. I put the idea out there. If anybody else wants to do it, do it. If you want to make your own top 10 or whatever the case may be, if you want to make your own, top 5, or you want to do your own like Madden moments, like Compulsive Footballer says, do it. Because everybody's ideas, everybody's information is good information. And I think that's something that we really need to do. Because another thing about this, a lot of people I've seen this a lot in the past. A lot of people don't like to put their information out there because they're scared somebody may take it. If you're unique, if you're doing you, it doesn't matter. Nobody can necessarily take your ideas. They may can mimic it, but your personal idea is always going to stand out. So never be afraid to do that. So I'm definitely want to get that up and running. Be on the lookout for that down the road, because I really think that it's going to be a pretty cool idea, whatever the case may be. If you guys want to call in, the number is 803-767-4242. If you want to call in, let me know what you guys think when it comes to anything that I said. What are your thoughts about Madden? What do you think about how the evolution of these communities are going? Do you think that they can continue to build? What do you think that what do you think they can do as far as growing? Also, what are your thoughts about the NFL preseason? Let me know that as well. Like I said, you could call the number in 803-767-4242. You can call in and we will chop it up or whatever the case may be. All right. Speaking of preseason, I don't have much to say about my Falcons. I was watching the game as I was doing my VF cast, and I noticed that those guys, the Dolphins played the Falcons, and I noticed that the Dolphins was playing their first string pretty much, most of the game. So I kind of didn't watch it because it wasn't a fair assessment, because the first string pretty much was playing against our second and third string. So I didn't watch much of that. AJ McCarron went down. I just did a video about AJ McCarron and the quarterback number 2. And the thing about that is I think he has a knee injury. Don't know what it is yet. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. But that actually brings Felipe Franks to quarterback number 2. Also, we may end up trying to sign somebody else. So I don't have any takeaways from that particular. I don't have any takeaways from the actual game, because to me it was kind of like unfair. They were playing with two. We're playing against our number twos. They were playing against with their number one. So I don't have much to say. Justin Fields took a really bad shot from the Buffalo Bills. I think he put out some bulletin board material when he said the game was slowed down for him. And with that being said, he got welcomed to the NFL pretty good. So it's really funny how that plays out. You want to go downstairs? Go get your cup and I'll take you downstairs. Go get your cup first. Hey, go get your cup and I'm going to take you downstairs. So I'm going to take my son downstairs. Give me 2 seconds and I'm get into more of the preseason. And if you guys call in, I'll give you your calls as well. I will be right back. And all right, we're back. I had to take him downstairs for a second to get something, and we're back. So, like I said, there's not much for me to take away from the NFL preseason. The preseason was okay. I peeped a few games. Like I said, the Dolphins played the Falcons, and there was not much going on there because it was nothing much to evaluate. Once the second string of the Dolphins came in, we started to have a little bit more life, and the score was 37-17. We ended up losing, but like I said, they played most of their first string most of the time, so I'm not really tripping on that. It is what it is. So we got another game. We're going to play the Browns next, and we're just going to go from there. As far as everything else in the preseason, I didn't see anything that stood out. It's preseason, so I didn't see nothing that was out of the way. So that's pretty much it for that. You know, the preseason is the preseason. Can't wait till the regular season starts. And I'm really going to be talking more about that when it comes to that. But as far as everything else, you know, I think we can really build on that community. I think that'd be pretty cool if we do that. I think that'd be pretty awesome if we can get that together. Also, I want to get to playing more of Madden 22. I'll probably be streaming that later on today, so be on the lookout for that on my Twitch channel. I will be doing that as well. Couldn't really get anyone to call in once again. You know, if you guys want to call in, you know, the number is 803-767-4242. You can call in and we could talk about anything that's on your mind when it comes to Madden, anything about gaming or the NFL preseason, because I think that's, really, really interesting, about Madden 22 that I want to know. I need to know how things play out once you win the Super Bowl. I haven't got that far yet. I'm pretty sure you could probably find it on YouTube. Hopefully they don't have that same cutscene. That is just so terrible when it comes to that. It's just, I don't know what they're thinking, that being so lazy that they can continue to do stuff like that. But it's going to be really interesting. I also want to jump over to the Georgia Southern Eagles. Georgia Southern has they had their scrimmage yesterday, another good scrimmage. Really tough that one of our linebackers went down with the torn bicep. He's going to be out for the season. Bradley Gillen is out. That really, really sucks because I think he could have been really good for the linebackers. So that's not going to be cool. But I am going to the game, going to see them play Gardner Webb on September 4th. So I cannot wait to go to that game. I think it's going to be really cool. But I just think I just think the Georgia Southern Eagles are going to have a really good season. I cannot wait. I think the Falcons are going to be pretty good too. One thing I like about Coach Smith, what he's doing so far, he's not really trying to push too much onto the first string. He's really trying to evaluate the personnel that he has now. And with that being said, he's doing he's doing a pretty good job of looking at the talent, and these guys are actually going out there to play to the best of their ability. We don't have any of our first string out there, so that's it's a good thing. That's a good thing. So outside of that, I don't see myself talking too much anymore. This is a pretty short episode because it wasn't much to really talk about this week. I did talk a lot about Madden, but the proof is in the pudding. All you have to do is go and try to go and watch my streams. The streams are pretty good, and I've been having a blast, playing the game. So I'm going to give you guys a second. If you guys want to call in, the number is 803-767-4242. If not, that'll be another week. Nobody calls in. I guess nobody has nothing to say, which is fine. The option is always there, but this show is basically for me to, talk about things throughout the week, talk about things as far as gaming, talk about things when it comes to, just sports in general. And that's what it's all about. Babe, come here. Come here. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that, baby. And like I said, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. So hopefully you guys have a good one. You guys be blessed. I'm going to get up out of here because, I don't have any more other topics. And, I just had a really good weekend so far. I had to work, but everything is good. I'm going to take my son out, probably take him out to go to a gaming store, probably do a pickup video on that as well. And also, this show, you can find this on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud. You can find this on Anchor, all the other good stuff. I will be posting that up later on today or tomorrow. So if you want to check all that stuff out, it'll be right there at your fingertips on your favorite podcast app. So I'm going to get up out of here. If you guys always want to check me out, come through the channel, like, subscribe. Also on Twitter, I am at VFBaller. And also, all the other information is down in the description, so you can check out all the other good stuff as well. So, I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys be blessed. All right, y'all. Peace.